That Bay Area.
What's up, Richmond, CA? There's some real stuff right here.
Add on coming down here.
It's Aji, man.
Once upon a time.
Add on.
I knew how to rhyme.
Keep you at home. Me on. Me want to own. Me on type of flow.
That's all I got to say.
Me on.
Alright.
Me want to own. Me on type of flow.
What's up, y'all? First episode of the Add-On Podcast. My name is Emmanuel Williams. I'm going to introduce myself. I'm 19 years old, born in Bellflower, California. Grew up and currently live in Las Vegas, Nevada. And what you will see on this podcast is pretty much any and everything, man. That's why it's called the Add-On Podcast. Me or any other guest I have on the show is going to be adding knowledge to you, adding our perspective, our thoughts, whatever we're talking about, from sports to rap to music, to movies to life, any and everything, even religion. You know what I'm saying? We're going deep. That's going to be down the road, or I don't know when we're going to talk about that or anything. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be any and everything, not holding back, no filter. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, if there's a topic that I'm not knowledgeable that much about, and I have a guest on, I kind of let them speak a little bit more, and me, I'm kind of reserved and kind of ask the questions more, and just me as the podcast, the main person or whatnot, I can learn too. You know what I'm saying? Even if I got another person on the show, I can sit back and just let them speak. You know what I'm saying? But me asking the questions and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But this episode right now, we're going to talk about the day I became an Eminem fan. As you can see, listeners, you won't be able to see, but I see on this video, you can see I have an Eminem sweatshirt on, an Eminem poster behind me. And today we're going to be talking about, this is the first day or the day I became, a little story time, I became an Eminem fan. And I'm talking about not just like regular Eminem. There's a lot of Eminem. I'm talking about a huge Eminem fan. So this little background, obviously, I've always known about Eminem. I've always known about him. Back in the day, obviously not back in the day, I'm 19, but back in 2009 and 2010, stuff like that. Excuse me. I believe the very first song I actually heard from Eminem was Not Afraid. Which I think, if I'm not mistaken, that might be one of his most popular songs. That has well over 1 billion views on YouTube right now and so many streams. But obviously back then, when I was younger, I didn't know how to break down bars and really listen to bars. So when I heard him back then, he came off as he was a good rapper, but he came off as a singing type of rapper. Whereas he dope, but other rappers, what I do remember around that age, when I was around 7, 8, something like that, years old, he didn't really come off as a super lyrical dude like what I would hear on the radio from back back then in 2009, 2010. I used to always hear the old school classics from Tupac, Snoop, people like that, Ice Cube. So when I heard Eminem Not Afraid, it's I'm not afraid. He kind of sounded like all the Bruno Mars and the pop type rappers. I had no idea this dude was just dope. The boy, fast forward 8 years later, 2018, man. My two sisters, my one older sister and my one younger sister, they were doing a dance. They both dance, obviously. But in 2018, at the time, they was dancing to a song called Lucky You, featuring Joyner Lucas off Eminem's Kamikaze album. And man, I heard that song and heard all the lyrics and stuff like that. And I'm like, what song is that? And they were like, that's Lucky You featuring Joyner. And I'm like, oh, okay, for sure. Because man, in 2018, I wasn't listening to heavy hardcore bars. In 2018, I was kind of more on the wave with everybody else, but they was listening to the Drakes and people like that. Just they're good rappers. Obviously, don't get me wrong. Drake is great rapper. He makes great music, but he's not on the lyrical level like a Nas or Eminem or people I'm talking about. Y'all know. You know what I'm saying? So, and even then, knowing the song, I still didn't tap into him. But then he was beefing with MGK not too longer. After that album had dropped, I believe so. Kamikaze, and then MGK dropped Rap Devil, heard that one, and then Eminem dropped Kill Shot, and that's when he dropped Kill Shot, I remember I showed my mom and my dad, we listened to both diss tracks and they gave their opinion, and I had a friend at school too who also was a huge Eminem fan. I believe his name was like Damiani or whatnot. We still talk to this day, some a little bit, but yeah, man. Like that dude was insane, man. Obviously, killed Eminem, murdered him. You know what I'm saying? Right away, initially, I didn't really think that Eminem murdered him, like on that diss track, because it kind of like, I was like kind of neck and neck. But then you kind of, once you keep listening to it over and over again, and then even look at now, like Eminem, MGK is not even rapping anymore. He's doing like some pop, rock and roll type stuff. So Eminem did make him switch genres, and I don't even think Eminem went his full on 100% on. And he still made him switch genres. You know what I'm saying? So like from that moment on, when I heard Kill Shot, man, I became a huge Eminem fan. And I was talking to my dad about it too. Obviously in 2018, and he showed me some of his older stuff. Because like, mind you, the only 3 songs I heard from Eminem were, well, not 3 songs, because obviously when I heard, like I said, in 2009, 2010, when I first heard of Eminem, like that Recovery, Not Afraid, Love the Way You Lie, his pop type songs, popular songs. Then I heard Lucky You, pretty much every album, but let's just say narrow it down to 3 songs. Obviously, Not Afraid, Lucky You, and Kill Shot. Those were the only 3 songs I ever heard from Eminem, which are great songs. But my dad showed me some of Eminem's classics that he had. You know what I'm saying? Like My Name Is, With That With Me. He came, like, I just started studying them, and I'm like, this dude he was saying this stuff? Like and I'm telling you, nobody was saying the stuff that Eminem was saying. He was saying some off the wall stuff when he first came out. And I learned that, he grew up poor, living in a trailer park. You know what I'm saying? He got signed by Dr. Dre. Popped on the scene in 99. Like, I studied everything and listened to every single Eminem album. From the Slim Shady LP to the Marshall Mathers LP, the Eminem Show, Encore, all the way up to now to Music to Be Murdered By Side B. Yeah. And I'm a huge Eminem fan. It's just like, it took off. Like in 2018, like, and I wonder too, like, if I never heard my 2 sisters playing that song that day, I wonder how much longer it would have took me to realize that Eminem was this dope. Because mind you, like, because it's weird, because I'm like, I already had knew of, my dad bought over, I don't know if it was in 2010 or whatnot, but up until 2018, I knew about some rappers. Like I said, I knew about Snoop, Pac, and Rakim, and even the old school stuff like Run DMC and KRS One. I knew about all those people, but nobody ever told me really how great Eminem was. Like, nobody told me. So I don't know if they just didn't mess with him or didn't. But like I said, he showed me, my dad showed me after hearing Kill Shot, he showed me all his old classics, man. And then after he showed me like 4 or 5 songs, I listened to every single, and I listened to more than even he knew, at the time. I just kept going through all his catalog, even before he got signed by Dre. Even the albums he dropped in 96 and 97. Obviously Infinite, and then the Slim Shady EP, which got him signed. Listen to all those, man. Or did come out 97 or 98, one of those years, I forgot. But yeah, man. And that was it, man. And from 2018, I never looked back. Listen to everything that Eminem has put out. Obviously, I'm not gonna, as far as like me where I rank him and stuff like that, I want to have another guest. So maybe my dad, I'll have him on that podcast episode. I don't know what number it'll be or what episode it'll be, but we'll actually talk about who I think is the GOAT and who he thinks is the GOAT, and actually kind of break it down. But I just want this, intro podcast to be, who I am, what I'm be talking about, and then the day I became an Eminem fan. I never look back, man. I never look back. Like, this dude is insane, man. I think his best attribute is just like, he's just a lyrical wordsmith, wordplay, cadence. He's just a machine, bro. This dude reads the dictionary. He's going on 50 years old and still got it, man. I want this dude to do a verses already, man, for real. Y'all, man, y'all. I don't know who can. I want to see him and Busta Rhymes do it. Him and Jay-Z, him and Lil Wayne, anybody, honestly. Because honestly, how I look at a verses is, I feel like it doesn't matter. It's not like rap. Like, honestly, I don't think anybody can beat Eminem, like, in as far as like a rap battle. I'm talking about rap battle off the dome type stuff, like 8 Mile stuff. But people can beat Eminem in the verses, I think so, because that's just like who has the best songs. Like, and I'll admit, at me being an Eminem fan, Eminem doesn't have a lot of songs that you're gonna want to play in the club or play at a party, just because it's like, it's more lyrical based up. I mean, I would play it in my car, but I know a lot of people say they don't play Eminem in their car because they mess with him. They just don't mess with him like that because he done got like let's say like vibing type of music or something like that, whatever you want to say. Like Snoop, like that nigga, you can listen to him anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Cause he just got that vibe. He chill. Eminem stuff. And don't get me wrong, Eminem do got some songs that you could vibe to in the club or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's more other rappers that got songs like that. But still, I want to see him in the verses, man, against somebody, anybody. Honestly, I don't really care. Honestly, no more. I just want to see him. But yeah, man, that's the first day. You know, I became a huge, big time Eminem fan, man. But yeah, y'all, that wraps it up. I just want to keep this episode real nice and short. Obviously, you know, the normal episode is going to be probably around 30 to an hour long, maybe even 45 minutes to an hour and a half long, depending on what we're talking about at the tip, depending on, you know what I'm saying, like the circumstances or stuff like that. Because I know when I start diving into sports, especially if I'm debating about little LeBron or something like that, I just don't even realize how long I'll be talking. I remember I was talking with this dude the other day at 24 Hour Fitness, who better, Kobe or Bron, and I didn't realize we were talking for like a whole hour, still debating. He was on Kobe, I was on LeBron. LeBron number 2 ranked all the time. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of different stuff on this podcast, y'all. Very versatile podcast. I actually have another YouTube channel called Emmanuel R&D. The link will be in the description. If you want to go over there and subscribe, that is the most versatile channel on the YouTube. Nobody's doing like all the versatility stuff that I'm doing on there. Really giving y'all a lot of great content on that channel. So if you want to go over there and subscribe, and support your boy on the podcast as well too, man. Like I really love doing this. You know, and I one day, who knows? One day I hope to maybe even get to interview like an Eminem or LeBron. One day that'll be like one of the best days for sure. The two of my favorite basketball player, my favorite rapper. Like, so one day, I know it's gonna happen one day, but you know, just keep doing my thing. If you want to go ahead and support on that channel and support on this podcast channel as well. Other than that, you guys, I'll see you guys come episode 2. See y'all.